Hello everyone, my name is Gaurav Madan. For more than a decade, I have been writing softwares, building systems, and working with technology, cloud, and a lot. In the year 2020, when the world went into lockdown and Renu, the senior nutritionist, lost her own relatives, and in the very next year, I was no more just a technologist because I was a husband, a father, and I could see my own wife fighting cancer. At the same time, I was actually volunteering to get people vaccinated. And during this time, at the back of my mind, Renu and I were going through the same pain in different ways. And then another friend joined Renu ma'am's son. He joined us and he became that blend to leverage Renu ma'am's knowledge and my knowledge. And we started working on building tools. We did a couple of digital experiments. Our idea was extremely simple. Can we do this? Whatever it takes to do in 20 minutes, can we shrink that to 3 minutes or even lesser? And that simple idea turned into a hustle. And we did a lot of experiments, whether it is with cloud, whether it is with AI, because our idea was simple, not to replace the dietitians, but to give them one co-pilot which can help them so that they do not need to provide more in the data. They can simply focus on comforting their client, give them care, and listen to them because we all want to be listened. My dear friends, let me tell you another story. In 1903, when Wright brothers invented the plane, the very first plane could fly only for 12 seconds, and it could travel only 112 feet high. But you know what? It unlocked one possibility, that possibility that we can fly. When we started our first proof of concept, we were pretty sure that we are in the right direction and we actually want to leverage technology not just to build the efficient systems, but we want to leverage the technology that heals. And during the time when Wright brothers, what did they do? They first built some gliders that could only drift in the air, And eventually they realized something. And that realization was, you definitely need some weight. You definitely need some weight of engine and fuel. Only then your plane can fly higher and the duration can be longer. I could definitely connect that dot. I never meant what dots are, but I could definitely connect the dots in my way that you always need some weight, some stress, some burdens, not to pull you down, but to help you rise higher, to help you endure for longer. I could see my mother, I think she might be sitting here. When my wife passed away, she simply took the charge. She was carrying a lot of weight at the back of her mind, but she stood strong to support my children. She stood strong to help them in studies. So weights, burdens, and stress are not always bad. They are always there to help build that perseverance with patience so that you can work towards your purpose. We had already defined our purpose, that we want to leverage the technology to build the systems that can actually heal. You know what? Although I have been doing a lot of cloud computing, although I have been doing a lot of coding for 10 years, even then I was not considering myself the best. And then one fine day, my 4-year child told me a story. And the story was like this, that there happened in a village a flood situation. And the grandfather, when saw this, he said, our village will be in trouble because there is going to be a flood very soon. And he was having a 4-year-old child named Zalina. And when Zalina asked her grandfather, what did you do? He said, we actually had to flee to another village. Zalina asked, whether in the another village, why they not had to flee? He told them they built a wall. And the idea struck into Zalina's mind. That means they built the wall. What does it take to build the wall? She took some sand and she took a sack, a mug, started pouring that sand into it, and then started throwing it around the bank of the river. Everybody initially, when saw her, called her crazy, what she is doing. You know what grandfather said? The grandfather said a very simple thing. She is doing what she can. Very simple. She is doing what she can. And eventually other kids joined her, started building that wall. Entire village joined her. And in a few days, the wall was ready and the village completely was protected from that flood. You know what we need to do in life? All we need to do is what we can. The knowledge that we have, the purpose that we have, all we need to do is to walk towards that purpose. I really love that concept of abstraction, because for me, it's not just the technology that pushes me all the time, that inspires me all the time. I'm highly inspired by spirituality. Imagine this. Why to imagine? In fact, you see that sun every day. You don't need to know how it is producing the light to enjoy its warmth. See the seeds. It turns into the tree, but you do not need to know the process, how it is turning into a tree. You can simply enjoy the fruits. And I could learn that I want to build the software applications, the systems for which the dietitians and the patients do not need to know the technology, do not need to know the nitty-gritty of how it is being built. All they need is a right platform right in front of them, which they can leverage to help their clients to build the diets, to curate the diets in a highly efficient manner, shrink that time to 3 minutes, and simply give their patients the gift of time. Simply listen to what their patients have. Simply care. And the time is the most valuable thing that you can actually give to anyone. You know what, guys? I simply said this morning as well. You need to remember just 4 P's. First, you find out your purpose. My purpose had actually came out from the pain. The pain has become my teacher and the purpose has become my path. Once you have your purpose in your hand, then you establish the patience in yourself that you have to move towards it with persistence and perseverance. And one day you will definitely succeed. Because when you do the things with love, when we build the technology with love, it not only solves the problems, it actually heals. It actually heals. And then the patient number 87 does not need to wait anymore, my dear friends, because we have built the highly efficient systems and now her problem can be resolved in a couple of minutes because of the systems that we have built, because of the processes we have built, because of the leverage of technology that we have done, because we are not replacing humans with AI. We are actually leveraging AI to stand along with the humans to solve the problems and to help this human world. Thank you so much.